Hi, y'all. I am the loud little ducky. Welcome to all my returning subscribers. And if you're new here, welcome to you as well. If you like this video, hit that like button, smash the subscribe, turn those notification bells on so you don't ever miss a new video coming out. All right, today I have Bouzy and Nexus.Radio. And let me tell you, it's not what you think. And it is not what Christopher Bouzy wants you to think. Let's jump in. So this is Christopher Bouzy's tweet on October 29th, 2022. And he states, I released Nexus Radio in 2008, and it remained one of CNET's top streaming audio service softwares for over 5 years. A year after I released it, it won CNET's Webware Award. Nexus Radio was eventually acquired by an investment group. So, this is a CNET editor's review that was put out September 4th, 2009 by Webware staff. And it goes over that is a free music software application that you can download and discover streaming radio stations from around the world. It doubles as a media player and a recording tool that can record inline audio from your computer or from radio streams to which you are listening. In addition, the app plays Fetch, Create a Filler, and it will capture songs or artists according to your key choice that spells free music discovery to us. And it talks about its competitors and that it is one of the most popular applications of that has been visualization, which users are able to add or remove from the player. The app also offers drag and drop functionality for creating your own playlist from music stored on your hard drive. And there are built-in tools for saving clips as MP3s and editing clips. Nexus Radio has an attractive interface that offers plenty of functionality without being overly complex. The main screen has built-in volume control, menu options, and a drop-down for on-the-fly burning. Stations are listed alphabetically, but other than the name, there's really no additional information. So you'll have to hunt and peck to find stations you like. It's best to add stations as favorites for easier access with further use. The app isn't the most polished we've seen, but it offers a simple way to have save songs and create playlists of tracks heard on internet radio. And it talks about the average rating is a 4.5 stars out of 108 votes. Total downloads from CNET are going to be 700,000 and 951,000. So out of those, only 108 votes. Not a huge thing. It does say that product rating is number 3 in streaming audio software. So this is what CNET says. And he has linked these web archives as well. So here is where he says Webware 100 winner Nexus Radio, and this was May 19th, 2009. Site nexusradio.com, category audio and music, and it talks about what the streaming platform does and kind of how it looks on its interface after you download it. So, okay, yep, it was a winner. Now, he says CNET wasn't the only Nexus CNET wasn't the only website Nexus Radio was popular on. By the time I released Bot Sentinel, I had spent 8 years prior developing encryption algorithms and wanted to do something fun. I literally coded Nexus Radio for fun. Yeah, no, he didn't do it for the money. No, not at all. And this went along with the last tweet that he said. He's got these archived. It shows his downloads. And the other one was 700 something. This one has 470,000. So he has reached 1 million at some point. I don't know if it's multiple millions of downloads. And as of 2013, so several years later, it was ranked number 4 on audio players. So we can see that here. Congrats. This is a review by Softonic or Softonic Review, however you pronounce it, that goes over it. Is 5 of 73 as far as download rank. Its Softonic rating is 9 of 10. User rating is 8 of 10. And that's going by 8 ratings at a little over 5 stars. Or, sorry, not 5 stars, 4 stars. My bad. And this lady says online radio at your fingertips. And she put a little picture there. I hope she is proud of that. And it says, Nexus Radio is a desktop application that streams thousands of radio stations right to your desktop, meaning you don't have to go hunting on the internet. The slick interface is packed full of features and options, while stations themselves are easy to negotiate. Nexus Radio's selection of broadcasters is arranged by musical style, station name, bitrate, and format. Although I have to admit that I have never heard of a lot of the stations they offer. There's a great variety of all genres, and I had no problem finding plenty of music that I was happy to listen to. When you get bored listening to streamed radio, Nexus Radio also lets you search for individual artists and songs, playing the results immediately, saving it for later. You can mark songs or artist favorites for easy access later, tag them, and even directly record audio to your computer. If all that wasn't enough, the program comes with some cool visualizations, as well as integrated with Facebook and Nexus Radio's own social network. Despite the great selection of radio stations and extensive options, Nexus Radio has a few issues that make listening slightly less comfortable than it could be. Adding favorites is not very intuitive, something that complicates the playing of results found via the search. In addition to this, many of the additional features must be managed via the Nexus Radio webpage, which doesn't make the experience entirely self-contained. Nonetheless, Nexus Radio is a great little streaming application if a few fiddly problems don't bother you. You're sure to be grooving away almost as soon as you download it. Nexus Radio's great selection of stations means there's sure to be something for everyone. Well, that's a pretty good review for this. Do others share the same sentiment, though? And this is on Nexus Radio 5.1. This is a website called Threat Info, and I will link the description of this and all the other things so that you can go fully look at these things for yourself and do your own research. When you type in Nexus Radio, it's going to bring up two for threat info. One is going to be general threat, which is this one, and the other one is going to be possible threat. So I didn't find any that say no threat or anything like that on this particular one. Nexus Radio and the company name Talon Group LLC. I don't know if that's the group of investors that purchased this. Probably so. It says as of May 28th, 2017, it was first published 5 years ago. And then it says 6/1/2017, it was a general threat, and the digital signature signed by Igsica Corporation, which is one of Christopher Bouzy's former companies, as he has many failed companies, or former companies, sorry, Freudian slip. So, that is one of his companies, so it does seem that Christopher Bouzy did come up with this. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a good thing. These are the features of Nexus Radio. 100% free, no monthly fees. And remember this one, no spyware, malware, or adware. That's a very important one to remember. Over 30,000 plus radio stations, 38 music genres, full featured media player, straightforward audio editor, one-click recording, easy to use TiVo style recording, because TiVo was big around that time. Recording filters, 10-band equalizers, HD audio, supports all these file types, a dynamic stream recorder with auto file naming features, and then it's got tag support and tag editors, 32-bit digital effects, 5.1 surround sound, downloadable visualizations, and plugin support. So those are the things that it features. This is what nexusradio.com looks like. This is the home page. It gives the introduction. It kind of shows you what it looks like in all its color. And then it gives its little description. And you can create a custom profile and take advantage of the many free services that they offer. You could even create custom ringtones using the built-in music trimmer. That would have been a good thing to have back in the day when we all liked to put ringtones on things. Some of us still may. What is nexusradio.exe? According to Free Fixer, nexusradio.exe is a part of Nexus Radio and developed by Igsica Corporation according to the nexusradio.exe version information. Nexusradio.exe's description is, as we have said, nexusradio.exe is usually located in the C/program/Nexus users/folder. If you have additional information about the file, please share it with the Free Fixer users by posting a comment at the bottom of this page. Vendor and version information off of Free Fixer says the following is information on nexusradio.exe. giving the product name as Nexus.Radio, the company name as Bouzy Corporation, file description Nexus.Radio executable, giving the file name as the Nexus.radio.exe. Legal copyright was in 2010 to Bouzy Corporation, owned by Christopher Bouzy. Product version 5.1.1 and the file version 5.1.1. So that is the version of the information for this 5.1 version. These are some of the reviews. Here we have Right Again. And this is August 15th, 2016. It's a 1-star review. I am going to be working backwards in time. So from the earliest review here to later years when the product just came out. So pros are, I don't know. It didn't play any music on my system. Cons, attempts to add a toolbar to your browser, keeps running in the background when you shut it off, and requires registration of a lot of personal information to run. Summary, it is pointless. It's interesting that they want a lot of personal information, because we all know that he does not use personal information for good. So, he was doing this back then. Review 2, crash with error on every startup by PN2865 in May 27, 2015. It didn't run, so I cannot tell you a pro. Con, crashes immediately on Windows 8.1. Summary, don't bother. So, it crashes. It has lots of errors, which that has been a big thing that has been said in a lot of reviews. I will leave, all the links in the description for things that I used in this video, and you can go read through some of them yourself. Now, are there people that have good reviews of it and think, oh yeah, this is perfect? Yeah. But I don't want to focus on the ones that are like, yes, these are great, because the ones that leave the negative reviews, those are usually what you want to look at to improve your product. Double check that these things aren't actually happening, and go from there. And some of them may be keyboard warriors. They're behind a name, no face, all of that, and they can just troll or say whatever. But at the same time, you have on the opposite end with the good writer or the good reviews, that they could just be like created accounts just for the sole purpose of saying nice things. It doesn't mean that they are actually using the product, or if they actually believe that or not. It could be just somebody else behind that, and then they're just leaving a bunch of reviews as other people. So you have to look at both sides, and that part I think is fairly equal. So you kind of just take your reviews with a grain of salt, but definitely analyze these negative reviews and what they are saying. And if you can respond to them, like, thank you for your input, I will be checking this out, and we will be working on that. I hope when we get these issues fixed, you will give us a try. That is what I think should be put out there, and I think it's good PR. This review is interesting because I told y'all to remember something in the features when we read them. This is Alice EU Land LYWN, and this is May 18, 2010, 1-star review, and it reads, just read the log copied into the bottom line summary, which is this summary and this stuff. Pros. You can search and download tracks to your HDD. I'm sorry, I am not tech savvy, so I actually do not know what that means. If you know what HDD is, put it in the comments so I can learn something. Cons. Plenty of malware and tasteless ads. But he said it was free of malware. So, what is all of this? And people's antivirus things are flagging it. Riddle me that, Bouzy. We are in January 1st, 2010. Denise M33 gives a 1-star review and says, don't do it. Pros. If there is a problem with installation, you cannot remove this software from your computer. It hides it. I had to use the recovery backup disks process to remove from my system. What a headache. Try at your own risk. Cons. Don't do it. Risky. Next up, we have Stay Away from This Trash by SF Simpa, December 21st, 2009. 1 star. Pros. Do not install. Cons. It forces you to let it take over functions such as search engine. You cannot uninstall portions of it as it overrides your uninstalling it. Stay away from it. A better program you may download here is RadioSure. Summary. Stay away from it. It forces you to let it take over, cannot install. So summary is just everything that he wrote already. So it's kind of interesting that it takes over and it doesn't want you to rid it, and that's not good. And why do they need to take over your search engine? For tracking purposes, maybe? Everything is always a little sketchy when it comes to something Bouzy creates. Grand finale. This is Nexus.Radio. And when you hear about Nexus Radio, this is who you think of. It has a dot in it, but this is the one that is widely known. This is the one that is a big deal and has been in history for internet radio. Not Bouzy's version of Nexus Radio. I hate that when they changed a name, that they chose this one and to do it this way. Because I don't like the confusion that can happen. Because this one says, our history, Nexus Radio, formerly known as Fusion Radio, is a leading specialty internet broadcaster and portal redefining the meaning of internet radio. Primarily focused on dance and pop remixes, music styles, the station has become known for its Take 5 artist interviews, its lounge events during Amsterdam Dance Event and Miami Music Week, and its multiple city Pride Tour. The station was originally founded in 2003, so that's when it was Fusion Radio, and was relaunched as Nexus Radio on June 1st, 2015. So, while this station did exist prior to Bouzy creating his, because Fusion Radio came out in 2003, Bouzy created his nexusradio.exe in 2008, 2008, 2009 time period. And then Nexus.Radio, the famous one, changed its name to this in 2015. They did not buy Bouzy's version, and that's why they changed the name. Because if that was the case, I think that the other website and everything would be down, and that stuff wouldn't be available. And so, in my opinion, and I think that when Bouzy put the tweet out about his credentials and his achievements that he wants to brag about, when he says, I created Nexus Radio. And while it might be technically true, I think he said it so that when you're like, oh my gosh, Nexus Radio, I know that name. He made that? Wow. Okay, maybe he is legitimate. No. His Nexus Radio was a huge failure. Yes, it has downloads. And it might be 1 million. I don't know if it's a couple million, but it for sure had reached 1 million. But that does not mean that all of those people that downloaded it liked the product. I can almost guarantee from looking at the background and stuff on this that most of them did not like it, and they regretted clicking that download button because it screwed up their computers. All those people that downloaded his Nexus Radio .exe or Nexus Radio executable. Why I have trouble with that dang word. Maybe because I have to listen to and read the nonsense that comes out of Christopher Bouzy's mouth. And all of the people did that pushed that button. They fell for his lies, his wording. Because when we go to look at apps or download an app, we can look at the pictures and we're like, oh, that's a cool interface. Or, oh, wow, this sounds like really neat and I can do this, this, and this. Yeah, I'm going to download that because I want to use something that does that. And then you find out that it doesn't work properly or it's full of bugs and everything. So many things need to be fixed. It is no different than us going on Netflix or Hulu or something and looking at a description of a movie or a TV show and looking at the picture, sometimes even the trailer, and then we get into the movie or TV series and it's like, well, this is just bad. But we fell for the cover, we fell for the description, we fell for the trailer that had all the good parts that existed in the entire movie. They really could just put out the trailer and it would have been a way better movie than putting out the entire movie. Probably would have saved them some money. Or we look at a game or some app on our phone and we're like, okay, let's try this. And then you get it and you're like, nope, this doesn't do what I needed to do. And so we delete it. Those stats are not available for us to see. And if they are, I cannot see them. I cannot find those. Bouzy might know them. But I think his intention was to mislead. And you're bragging about points that don't actually matter when it comes down to it. You can have as many companies as you want. You can create as many programs as you want. It doesn't mean that they were actually good. But, you're an Amber Heard believer who doesn't understand how she can give the performance of a lifetime and be a bad actor. Because nobody said that the performance of a lifetime was good. And Bouzy's, all your attempts of your performances of a lifetime mean absolutely nothing, because they are all hot garbage. So, that is Christopher Bouzy and Nexus Radio. I did this deep dive because I had so many suspicions and just feelings that this is not right. Like, there is something that was not sitting right with me. Because I feel like if what he was putting out there, and he actually created this Nexus Radio, or Nexus.Radio, that there would be more credibility, and he would have money. He wouldn't just need to work at his kitchen table. Because the amount of money he would pull in for this, even if he sold it, or just became a person that just got residuals, but wasn't the main person going to be in charge of this, he would still make bank. He would still be able to pay his rent. And I don't think he would be out here as a toxic troll, lying, and engaging in hateful activity that he is supposedly against. So, that is it for this video. Thank you for sticking with me. If you did, I appreciate it so much. Share this out and let the world know that it is just smokes and mirrors based on some technicalities. But I don't think that's what he wanted people to think. He wasn't trying to be right on a technicality. So, I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to smash that like on your way out, click subscribe, and turn those notification bells on. Bye.